Crafters, this is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And today is Hump Day Sketches. And yes, we are going to do something totally different. You may be wondering, why do I have the mini catalog below? Well, this time I decided it was time for us to do a little bit of casing. Now, casing happens a lot in stamping, but I wanted to just give you an opportunity to do some casing with me. So casing means to me, there's three that I just kind of go with, and one is copy and stamp everything. So these are acronyms of case. Then we also have copy and share everything. Some people also believe that it's copy and steal everything. The last one is copy another stamping expert. And for the most part, that's what I like to do because there are just so many incredible Stampin' Up! Demonstrators out there that, I mean, why reinvent the wheel? But you have to also make sure that you give them credit at the same time. So we are going to go through the catalog just to the page where I am. My new best and favorite stamp right now is the Stippled Rose. Love it. I just think it's one of the nicest, and I'm such a rose person in the first place. So we are using this, and this is the card we're going to be making, and this is my take on the card. I do not know whether I'm going to make the card properly or not, but I'm just going with what do I think. And this is on page 64 of the mini catalog. If you turn it over to the other side, we have this beautiful layered floral 3D embossing folder. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. And we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring, I should say. All right, so those are the two cards that we are going to do today. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the new mini catalog, let me know and I will send you a copy, or I will digitally give you the link to download them. So these are what the cards look like today. And again, it's like I said, these are my take on the cards. It doesn't really have in the, recipe exactly what all the dimensions are, but it's just going to be fun enough for us to enjoy ourselves. So first of all, this is the 3D layered floral, and it is just so beautiful, and these flowers come out so nicely. It's great. I love it. All right, we are also using the stylish shapes, and we're going to be using that for the second card, and it's going to be the fourth largest circle that we will use. We are also using this beautiful stamp set. I love this stamp set. Got a little carried away when it's Happy Mother's Day, but you always love giving flowers. And again, as I open this, you have the stamps. I also just include the dies. So this is going to be the die after we stamp today, and then on the second card we are using this die, and the last one then we are using is this beautiful little leaf die. So that's what we are doing today with all of our stuff. I love this stuff. So we are also doing the Meandering Meadows. And again, this beautiful paper has flowers on one side and then has kind of a random design on the other. And I really like this. This is the paper that I used with this card, and I just think it's beautiful. Love it. And then again, I can't get enough of this Perennial Lavender. Okay, it's 12 by 12. This one's 6 by 6. And it has flowers. And again, some beautiful random little flowers, leaves, etc. This, we're using this green or the shaded spruce on our second card that we will do. All right, so let's get ourselves going. So the first thing that you will want to do is that you are going to take, I have to find my, hold on just a minute because it looks like I have totally lost, yeah, here we go. We are going to start off and cut this in half. So it's at 3 inches across. Then you're going to cut it down to 5.5. And then you're going to measure up 2 inches and cut in a diagonal to 3. And that's where we get this. So this is 2 on one side, 3 on the other. All right, and this is just, oh, let me see, where are we with that? Because some people will want to know. So then we are about 2 1/4 on one side, and then on the other side we are about 1 1/4. All right, so that's how we're taking a look at this. All right, easy enough to do. You're going to want to get out your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we are going to stamp these roses in Orchid Oasis, and then we're going to die cut them out. We are also going to die cut all these little leaves, and the leaves are die cut in our Vellum. Love them. We have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white, and that's going to go on the inside, and then all we're going to do is add some, just going to take this, we are just going to take about a 1/2 piece or a 1/2 inch by 6, because I didn't cut it down when I created it. And all we are going to do is just cut those off, and then we have a rose with just a little bit of the designer series paper on the inside. All right, and this is what our diagonal looks like. So we have the diagonal, and then this just has congratulations on it, because I thought it would be fun enough to have as a birthday or something else. So now, this is what our card looks like, and I don't know if you can see right away. This is the layered floral. So what I did when I was doing this is that I just happened to stick this in to the top of the fold, but I laid it straight. And then all I did was I lined it up, and then I just ran it through the embossing machine. All right, and it came out this way. Now, anytime you have a lot of dimensions or texture to this, one of the best things for you to do is to glue these on. Because what you find is that you will, a lot of times when you're dealing with tape, the tape doesn't stick as well and get in all the little, you know, holes and all the little areas where there's leaves, and then we have flat, and then we have another flower, and then we have a bigger flower. So we want to do something where you just get out your liquid glue, and all we're going to do is stick that down. All right, this is my interpretation again. So that's all I did with this. Again, I'm just going to turn it over, give it a good little rub, because I want to make sure that it stays down and it gets in all the little nooks and crannies. All right, so that's where we are as far as this goes. We're going to bring in our silicone pad. And now what we're going to do is that I just want this side up. So I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. I just have them in smaller bottles right now. And all we are going to do is get this flowing. And hopefully my head is not in the way. You'll have to excuse my hands. And we are just going to put this down. And this is going to go on one side. So when we open this up, you can see that it's just towards the side. The other two pieces then will go on the other side of the rose. And these are just beautiful. Oh, I have seen them embossed. That's the next thing I want to do, is emboss with them. Oh, my favorite things are roses. Love roses. Okay, and our last little bunch of leaves that we are going to put down. And I just let the leaves float. So they are just all about kind of floating and letting them be. And you do have to be careful when you put on or put them in the envelope. All right, so now I'm just taking my big pieces of my foam, and this is my foam adhesive sheets. Just laying them down. So this will be popped up. When it's in the mail. And then we need one more sheet. Now I'm going to just take a look to make sure that I don't have any of the foam sheets showing. And yes, all I did was cut these. So these are just cut pieces of the foam sheet. They just come out in little, God, I don't know what they are, maybe 3 by 3 or so. They're my favorite things, because otherwise, think about how many dimensionals that I would need on here. Oh my God, I would need a whole bunch. And I will need those for next time. And then all I'm going to do is put this on enough so the top, and as you can see, they're just kind of floating. Nice easy movement. Love that. And then I am just going to tape this across here. And then all I want to do, and I will need this for the next one, then I am taking some of our, what are they? They are glossy dots, and I'm going to put on the card. Now, this congratulations was written in Mellow Mambo, and again, this was stamped in Oasis, Orchid Oasis. And now all I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a big one. Maybe I need to get out my little pokey tool. I'm just going to put a big one down low. Excuse me. And a small one inside a medium one. We're going to go towards the outside. And then another small. Let's put the small one down low. And then one more. And that gives us everything. Now all we have to do is, I guessed at what they have, excuse me, on the inside of the card. I really do not know what they are Stampin' Up is the they are putting in the inside, so I just thought this would just be nice and easy to do so. So this is my card. So let me find my card. What do you think? Do you think, oh, it's a little bit smaller, the congratulations. But look at that. I think we did a great job. I only did 5 of the glossy dots because I really like odd numbers. I think it looks great. So that is our first card. Love this. Okay, so we got to get ourselves ready for the second card. And our second card is all about watercolor painting. Now, any of you guys that have done watercolor before and have used one of our watercolor painters, you have to go the opposite direction when you unscrew this. Okay, add some water, and then you're going to again go the opposite direction to make sure that it has some water in it. You can also add alcohol if you'd like. You got to get out your handy dandy little Kleenex or paper towel. Then we're going to bring everything in here, and it would take me forever to do all the painting, but I wanted to make sure that, hopefully you can see, that I've left some where we can paint again. Some of these I will go over, but for the most part they're already done. And again, all the dimensions are on my webpage. And again, it is www.ktstamps.com. So this is just the leaf. I really like the leaf. This is my first try, and you can see that I oopsed down at the bottom. So I'm going to just add this into the inside part of my card. And again, this is for Mother's Day. I just thought that this is just such a beautiful way to celebrate. Okay, we are going to then take our Perennial Lavender DSP, and it's just going to go on the outside. There you go. So now the hardest part is coming up. All right, we need to squeeze our little ink pads together. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and get the re-inker, pour some re-inker in here, add some watercolor, and this one's really, it has lots and lots of water in it. Or you can become a demonstrator, whoop whoop, and get this part of the glassy mat, and you can add drops up here. And then you can add water, and then this is just right on top. All you have to do is wash it when you're done, and it is just totally awesome. This is well worth being a demonstrator. I tell you, that glassy pad is so awesome, or the glassy mat. One of the things that I find hard is that when I tape, there's a lot of shine from the light, so the reflection is really bad. So I just try to do the best I can. Now, this one you can see is a little bit wet. What I like to do is give them a little bit of daubs afterwards. Okay, and all I'm doing is just letting the water do all the work, and all I'm doing is tracing the flower. That is all I'm doing. And it looks like this is part of a leaf. Okay, and when you're done, all you have to do is just pour the water out, wipe it down, and you're ready to move on to the next color. So now we're going to use our shaded spruce. We've got a couple of leaves to get ourselves prepared for. So these are the leaves, and you can see this does take a little bit of time, but you can make these colors as light or as dark as you want, and it's up to you. And because this is watercolor paper, it just makes all the difference in the world. It picks up the water really easily, and then you can get a nice fluid stroke from your water painters. Some are light, some are dark, but this just gives you an idea to look. Sometimes I just pick it up and I just kind of outline it just a little bit more, and I just let the paint do its own thing. I try not to add more color than I need. I try to kind of let it dictate to me how much it really wants to shine on this. Now, I have not talked about, this is, I did the little daisy type flowers in Orchid Oasis. I did the leaves in shaded spruce. I am going to add Melon Mambo to the flowers, and these all are colors that coordinate with Perennial Lavender. And most of the time I start from the bottom and just let the ink run out and just keep on going. And again, I like some of them to be very, very light. And again, this is Melon Mambo. Get some dark, get some light. And then you can go back and add just a little bit more. And then I just take a little bit And I just kind of give it a little bit of shading. Some of these I shaded a little bit better than others. There we go. And you can see that I left some areas open, and the open is because we are going to come in with our pumpkin pie. And add some color with the pumpkin pie. But isn't that nice and easy? That's all it takes. This is not being as watered down as it was before. Oh my God. So we're just going to give it a squeeze. The older stamp pads are easier to deal with than the new. Sometimes with the new, I like to add some of the re-inkers in the top and then add water. I'm going to make these a little bit darker. Because I want them to show and have, you can see the orange colors. And again, I hope I'm not just dropping it off here in front of me so you can't see it. And then it picks up a little bit of the orange. And sometimes all I do is I look in the light to see if I got everything. And that's it. And that's my watercolor. I used this a lot on the first one because I did a lot of blobbing up the water as it came out, but it is something that was easy enough to do. And again, all you want to make sure is that your flare or the tip of the brush goes to a point, so then you can put the lid on and then it's nice and easy. All right, this one I am going to do just a little bit differently. I am going to add this in a straight line. The last one I kind of did it at the side because that's exactly what the card showed, but I think I would like it just to be a little more in line. Now, again, this I am doing with my Tombow because I want it to go down and make sure that it gets covered. Bring in my little silicone. Just give it a good little rubbing. Okay, give it just a second to set up. Make sure all the ends are down. All right, and so we are going to take our little leaves and I'm just going to put this on at the side. And then I'm going to do the same with this, but all I'm going to do is have the longer leaves go down below. And have it look like this. And again, the silicone pad really does a great job of making sure that all the stickiness stays on this and not all over the place. I am going to bring in another foam adhesive, and I want to make sure that I just get a little one at the bottom, making sure that the leaves stay down. And then I'm just going to put this in the top corner. And let it go down, bringing in my iridescent. Let's hope I can find my iridescent. Here we go. The iridescent rhinestones. And I just had that. And we are going to add about 7. And I'm sorry, I forgot to put that there so you can see what we are doing. So we're going to get a great big one. And we're just going to put, before I do that, I'm sorry, I completely forgot that I need to spray this now. So what I'm doing is that I took this Stampin' Mister and I didn't really want to throw it away, so I filled it with alcohol. And then I poured a whole container of Stella in it. Shook it up. And now I'm just going to give it some shine. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it shine very much. But you can see it on here that there's a little bit of shine. But I wanted to do that because I just felt that it was nice. And now it's beautiful. I really like the way that it is. It picks up color. And, you know, whenever you're dealing with watercolor paper, you just want to bring a little bit of pop to it. So that's what I did. So now we're going to go back. We're going to get this big one, and we're going to stick that one right there. We're going to take a medium, and we're going to just add that right here. And we're going to take another medium, and we're going to put that one right up here. Now we're going to take some small ones, and we're going to put another one right down here. I'm trying to avoid it being on top of flowers. I want to put another one right here by the sentiment so we can highlight the sentiment. And if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, we can go 5 right now, but I'm going for 7. We're going to put another one up here and then one more at the bottom. So this is what our card looks like. I like the shine, really like the shine. So if I get out the card, this is what the card looks like, and this is what my card looks like. Pretty close. But anyway, for the next couple of humpback sketches, we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some casing. I think it's important that you are able to look through the catalog and really find some fun things for you to do. And I think we forget about the cards that are in there. And sometimes we look at all the cards in there, and the only reason we're looking at them is because it really gets us to buy the stamps. So now you can get the stamps, know how to put them together, and just enjoy the time that you have. So here is our one card. Here is our second card. So those are the cards that we did today. So I thank you so much for being here. We're going to have, I think next week, we'll get some cards from the celebration. Now you guys know that if you buy $50 worth of stamps, either in the new, I'm doing lots of work here, in the new mini catalog or in the annual catalog, then you get something from the celebration free. And I want to be able to have you take a look at this and say, wow, I can do this. So next week, we're going to do something from the celebration. And I hope that works out and is fun for you to do. So we're going to case from here. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for just taking the time. I really appreciate it. And again, my name is Kevon. I'm from ktstamps.com, and my motto is creating cards for you. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.